Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, and this is the morning market preparation video for October 10th, 2018. So yesterday, we just seemed to kind of grind to a little bit of a halt here. There just wasn't a whole lot going on. We popped up and whipsawed back and forth yesterday. Um, just really couldn't get a direction established. And actually, what seemed to be happening is the market seems to be comfortable, at least for the moment, at this current level. Obviously, we have some interest rate concerns really starting to creep into the market, but probably more important than that is we have fourth quarter earnings set to kick off next week with, I think, Bank of America kicks off next Monday. We have Bank of America, Schwab, and things like that reporting next Monday, and then it just starts to ramp up from there. So with that in mind, we have a lot of things kind of weighing on the mind of the market. And perhaps the bulls and bears have just kind of fought to a stalemate. Now, this morning, when we look at world markets, Asian markets closed just modestly higher across the board, and European markets are now currently lower across the board. And so the U.S. futures are just a little bit shall I say, confused. Like we have fought to that stalemate here, at least temporarily. Right at this moment, just a little while ago, we were looking at basically absolutely flat on the Dow Jones Industrial Average for the open, and now it's showing just ever so slightly lower from yesterday's close. So just a modest move down at the very moment. So let's keep in mind where we are. If we take a look overall at the market and we look at where we are in our index charts. Remember, I like to take a look at these index charts with the idea of no bias, just looking at what the market is trying to tell us where we are. And as you can see right at this moment, we're still below that annual breakout high level. So what we have to look at here is that potential that we failed through, and a rally back could hit resistance. We also have dropped below that current trend line. So any rally back, we have to be pretty watchful of that for the potential of that failure pattern right there. And also, we want to stay very, very focused on the current price support that's holding the market up. If we happen to get a retest down into here, we definitely need to see that to hold, or we could see some selling really come in hard and fast. There's also something going on here with a pattern that, well, certainly we want to be careful of. You can see we've got the beginning of a little head and shoulders pattern. A rally back up into here and a possible failure obviously would create that third hump there, that next shoulder. Let's hope that doesn't occur here in the market. But right now, just some concerns. Nothing terrible. We're wedged between support and resistance here on the Dow. If we take a look at the SPY, very much the same situation here in the SPY. We have a resistance level, as you can see, right through this area, and we're kind of wedged between there. We rallied up yesterday, come really close to testing that level up there, pulled back, but we're holding above support levels here. So we're in pretty good shape as far as that goes, but certainly some concern here. If we were to break down through this level, that would be a problem. So we'll want to watch that closely. And a retest of recent lows is not out of the question. Also, kind of keep in mind that we have broken that trend. Now, you can see we've done that before. So you could draw this trend line differently than I have here. That's certainly not a problem. But let's kind of keep in mind any rally back up here toward these resistance areas could be a failure point. So we have to kind of keep that in mind. and plan accordingly as we trade the market. Let's take a look at the Qs. Now the Qs really are one of the bigger concerns to me. The Qs decidedly broke down here. And not only did we, lose our trend here, there we go, lose our trend and put in a double top high pattern, we also cracked and failed support levels. So any rally back in here would certainly be a bit of a concern. And if we were to happen to drop through here, well, just expect a really quick sell-off down into this level if that does occur. Hopefully that's not what we're looking at here. We need to see those bulls rally back up, but watch these resistance levels up here as we rally, because we could find rejections at those places. So some concern here. And when we look at the moving averages here on the Qs, this would be one of my the major concerns. Failing through that 50-day moving average, there's a pattern out there that we call a blue ice failure pattern, and that failure would occur in any rally back toward that 50-day moving average if we happen to get, some kind of a failure candle pattern up here. That would suggest then more lows. So we don't want to see that occur. We need to see us get right back up here and hold above that 50-day moving average, unless you're just one of those folks that prefers to short. And if you're one of those folks that prefers to short, your time in the market may be coming if those failure patterns do occur. Let's go ahead and take a look at IWM. Now IWM, obviously a major concern. Not only did it break a short-term trend right here, but we sliced right through the longer-term trend and came down here to this support level. So far we're holding there, but obviously we're very, very close to that support level. Any follow-through selling that would carry us down below there, we'd want to look to these next price levels for support, and that could certainly weigh on the market. Also keep in mind, any rally back, we have to continue to watch resistance levels up in here for potential points where the market will find that resistance and potentially reject that price, turning it back down. So watch that closely. Let's take a look at the VIX here really quick. VIX right now holding on to this new level here, not really getting any major increase in fear, but holding on to this level up here that served as resistance and continues to serve sort of as resistance. You can see the long tails up here. We try to push higher, we get rejected and pushed back, but we're going to have to really stay focused here, because a break above right in here where we have all those wicks sticking up there, we break above right in here, we could see a major spike in fear, and perhaps this consolidation could turn into just a little tiny pullback in here and fire us higher. Remember, I pointed out that very similar pattern right here as we moved up, a little tiny pullback, and then really fired higher on fear back in February. So hopefully that's not what's going to occur. Hopefully we're going to see those bulls kind of step in and that fear subside a little bit and pull back down into here, and the market get back on to that horse to rally us higher. Let's take a look at T21.22. T21.22 is the 4-week new high, new low ratio. And as you can see, we are down here. And by the way, this is very, very consistent. If you've not seen this indicator, it's just an oscillator that moves between high points and low points. And you can see when we're up in this area, we have a bearish reversal zone. When we get up in here, we kind of get overextended in the market, and we can expect the market to pull back. When we're down in this area, we look for that bullish reversal, kind of overextended maybe to the downside, and a potential rally back up. Well, at the moment, as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of clues here. We are closer to the bullish reversal zone, but we're out of that reversal zone up here. We're hovering above. So a pullback in the market is certainly possible, and we have to pay attention and plan for that possibility. Also, we have plenty of room for an upside move if the bulls do find that inspiration to move us higher. So kind of keep that in mind. Really, anything is possible. And when the market is so trapped between two levels right now, we have to be careful of those potential really quick moves if the market finds that inspiration. And watch for those whipsaws. They're going to continue to probably plague us as long as we dance around down here at the lows. And if we find some inspiration and rally back toward resistance levels, then we could also find those whipsaws and kind of head fakes and things like that continuing to plague us in the market. So watch that very carefully on those intraday charts. Let's take a quick look at our calendar here today. Economic calendar doesn't have a whole lot on it, but we do have this PPI number here at 8:30 this morning. Obviously mortgage applications, but this morning, but PPI probably the biggest number. They're expecting that to show a little tiny increase, but that's been showing just a little bit of stress. So we'll want to watch that number. That could move us around. Everything else here today, unlikely to move the market. Keep in mind with all the nervousness around all interest rates and all the Fed talk that's been going on, we do have a couple of Fed speakers today that you might want to take note of. Let's see. Let's take a look on the earnings calendar today. Not a whole lot going on the earnings calendar today, but we do have a couple of companies that we do need to pay attention to this morning in earnings, and probably the most notable is Fastenal. There's 8 companies expected to report today, and Fastenal, it looks like Fastenal has reported, and they are opening sharply lower, and perhaps that's providing some of that inspiration for the little bit of a move down today. So folks, with that in mind, everyone have a great day. Be very, very careful and cautious about how you trade this market. A very challenging price action could be just around the corner with earnings season. So kind of plan your risk accordingly. So if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment. And remember to always feel free to share these videos with any friends and family. I hope you find these videos helpful. And if there's anything I can ever do to improve those, please feel free to drop a suggestion in the comments. I definitely want to hear those as well. I wish you all great success. I wish you all great profits today. And if you're struggling as a trader, just really work hard on learning to read price action and never give up. Never give up on yourself. Everyone take care. Have a great day.